Hari Hari. So we'll go ahead with the pranam mantra and then enter into Chaitanya Pravaha. We are recording it on the computer, Mataji. It's okay. So please be peaceful. Thank you. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakayam Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sakrachatam Sahagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesam Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyev Cham Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthai Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devim Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Stale Stale Yasya Kripa Prabhabihi Krishnanyat Krishna Janasamhitanam Nirmulitayeva Bhavanti Tasmai Namo Namah Shrila Narottamaya Ayinanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitamam Vishami Bhavam Budao Kripaya Tavapada Pankajastita Dhuli Satrisham Vichintaya Nayanam Galadashrudharaya Vadanam Gadgadaruttaya Gira Pulakair Nichitair Vapukada Tavanama Grihani Bhavish Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langaite Girim Yat Kripatam Aham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Deva Tadhapi Kirtayami Anga Yadamatim Yadashrutam Kirtim Harim Swam Satkartum Giram Anya Vidhasatim Stitir Seva Gatir Yatra Smatir Chintas Tutirvacha Bhuya Sarvatmana Vishnu Maityam Tvaicheshtitam Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Hare Krishna, Harvind Prabhu, Raskrida Mataji, Nikunja Vilas Mataji. Madhavi Sundari Mataji, Kalika Padmaga Mataji. Harivind Prabhu, you are here, so maybe I tried to record a YouTube. It didn't grant me access, Prabhu. Do you think you can do it?
Actually, I'm having trouble too, Mataji. I'm trying to.
Okay, so it is just recording on the computer. Shall we continue recording on the computer?
Yeah, you can continue, Mataji.
Yeah. So we will continue.
You can stop and continue. You can stop and start, Mataji.
Okay. Yes, Gauranga. Okay. So Chaitanya Pravaha, dear devotees. What did we hear so far in Chaitanya Pravaha? About the significance of Chaitanya Katha. How it increases our attraction and absorption in Krishna Katha. And after that, the sources of Chaitanya Charita and how Chaitanya Charitamrita came to us. And after that, we heard the Palastuti from Krishnadas Kaviraja Goswami's words, the Palastuti of Chaitanya Charitamrita. After that, we entered into Chaitanya Pravaha. It has Adi Lila, Madhya Lila, and Antya Lila. In Adi Lila, we heard about the Mangalacharana. In Mangalacharana, we heard about Vande Guru, Guru Tattva, right? Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, then Isha Bhaktan, then Ishan, Ishavataram, Tat Prakasham Cha, Tat Shaktim. All these 6. Yeah, we heard that in Mangalacharana. And there we heard about Lord Chaitanya, Chaitanyera Tattva, Nityanandera Tattva, Advaita Tattva, Shakti Tattva, all that. After that, we heard about Lord Chaitanya tree, Bhakti Vriksha. And then we entered into the pastimes. We heard all the pastimes in Adi Lila, starting from the appearance of the Lord till accepting the sannyasa, till the Lord accepts sannyasa. All those pastimes briefly. And we heard all of them briefly, and some we could spend a little more time. So that's what we heard so far. Adi Lila. We will be entering into Madhya Lila today. But dear devotees, our Lord Gauranga, he took sannyasa. Is that a small thing? What's going to happen to the Navadvip Vasis? What happened to Sachi Mata? That we will hear today. What happened after the Lord took sannyasa? What happened in Navadvip? And what happened at Advaitacharya's place? And Lord's travel towards Jagannath Puri. These 3 things today. Okay. So the first one is what happened after the Lord took sannyasa. And dear devotees, Nimai, Gaurahari, we heard the reason why the Lord wanted to take sannyasa, right? There are internal reasons, but the external reason was he wanted to deliver those people, especially the student all the students, they were being disrespectful to the Lord, and in order to save them and many more in the society who would respect a sannyasi. So for all their sake, that's the external reason why the Lord took sannyas. So how did that happen? When the Lord decided to take sannyasa, that's when Keshava Bharati, he came to Navadvipa. And then Lord said, I would like to take sannyasa. Would you please give me that? Then Keshava Bharati said, you are the Lord yourself. So whatever you desire will happen. I will be in Katwa. So please come over there. I'll give you the sannyasa. And Gaurahari goes to Katwa. goes to Katwa. And beautiful description in Chaitanya Bhagavata. All this that we are hearing now, it's not much described in Chaitanya Charitamrita because it is described in Chaitanya Bhagavata. It was a beautiful description. I wanted to know because it's not a small thing. Gaurahari taking sannyasi. What happened to Navadvipvasis? What happened to Mother Sachi? How did they take it? So, the Lord was there and sannyasa ceremony was happening in Katwa. Keshav Bharati, he was giving a sannyas to the Lord. It means, evidently, the sannyasa is not allowed in Kali Yuga. There are 5 things that are not allowed in Kali Yuga. Ashwamedha Yajnam, Gomedha Yajnam, taking sannyas, and the other one is begetting children in the womb of brother's wife. That's something, that one. So these are not allowed in Kali Yuga. So sannyasi, taking sannyasi is also not allowed in Kali Yuga. But why is it that Lord Chaitanya taking sannyas then? Mayavad sannyas is not allowed in Kali Yuga. But the reason for Lord Chaitanya to take sannyas, why was he taking sannyas? He recites this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Yetan sa astaya paratmanishtam abhyasitam purvatamair maharshibihi aham tarishyami durantaparam tamo mukundagri nishevanaiva. This is why Lord wants to take sannyas. Esham sa astaya paratmanishtam abhyasitam purvatamair maharshibi. Following the footsteps of Purva Maharshis, footsteps of previous acharyas. This taking up sannyas, external taking up sannyas, is for paratmanishtam. Paratmanishtam. To be situated in the Paramatma within. To be situated for Gauranga Mahaprabhu, it's beyond that. So Paratmanishtam and Aham tarishyami durantaparam tamo mukundagrim nishevanaiva. Aham tarishyami durantaparam. Durantaparam. This is an insurmountable ocean of modes. But aham tarishyami. I will cross over. Aham tarishyami durantaparam tamo. Tamo is this material world full of ignorance. I will cross over. How? Tamo mukundagri nishevanaiva mukundagri. By worshipping the lotus feet of Mukunda, by Paratmanishta. This is the reason why sannyasa is taken. But for Gaurahari, it will not just be that. In Gaudiya Sampradaya, taking sannyasi means becoming a beggar. Beggar of what? Beggar for love of God, Krishna Prema. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took sannyas. He has his plan, right? Krishna Prema, to relish more of that Krishna Prema. So becoming a beggar of Krishna Prema. That's why Lord Chaitanya took sannyas. Okay. So, and in those days there was no Vaishnava sannyasa. It was a Mayavadi sannyasa. Keshav Bharati. Bharati. That, there are Bharati and there are Saraswati, Bharati. Those last names are there. They indicate different sect in Mayavad philosophy. Nevertheless, the sannyasi was a Mayavad sannyasi. But because he was the one available to give sannyas. But reciting this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam is indicating that Sriman Mahaprabhu is taking the sannyasa in a Vaishnava way internally. So that's one thing to know. So the Lord is becoming a beggar for Krishna Prema. The curly black hair is gone, shaved, and everybody around in Katwa, especially those who used to wash the hair, apply the scented oil, and decorate the hair of Lord Gauranga, they started weeping. All that hair is gone. My service, where is my service now? I used to decorate that hair, beautiful hair with the fragrant flowers. How can I perform my service now? Alas, like that. Like that, each devotee, each resident has their own sentiment, and they started weeping, and they are all thinking now that he has become sannyas. Sannyas means they're going to leave the birthplace. They cannot just stay in the family or close to the family in the same town too, actually. So thinking of all that, all the residents there, they were crying, and the news spread that now Gaurahari has become Krishna Chaitanya. This news went to Mother Sachi. Mother Sachi, her heart almost stopped beating. And it is described that the whole pain in the universe was nothing to the pain that she was experiencing. And she became still. She couldn't stand. And she fell unconscious, hearing that his son has taken sannyas. And she started weeping. Oh, my dear Nimai. She was still calling Nimai, Krishna Chaitanya. Dear Nimai. Oh, please do not go. Please do not go. Yeah? You said you will not take sannyasa. And your brother left home after that. Your father left home. And I just kept living because you were there looking at your beautiful face, your peaceful eyes. Yeah. And just seeing you, I'm holding my life airs. And if you also go far from me, how would I maintain my life? By the way, which Shastra said that one should leave their widowed mother home and go away like that? Yeah. So please, and if you have to do Sankirtan, if you have to propagate Sankirtan, or if you want to relish Sankirtan, please kindly do it. Do it at our place. Call Nityananda, call Advaitacharya, call everybody. Do it here, but please do not go. Please do not go. Do not go, my dear child. And Krishna Chaitanya is looking at her. He couldn't say anything. It was described that he is seeing this all grave, and still he didn't say anything. He didn't know what words would pacify her, because yes, he said in the very beginning when his brother left home taking sannyasa, he said, Vishwarupa came in my dream. He said he wanted me to take up sannyas, but I said no. He said that in the past. So he remembers that. Krishna Chaitanya remembers all that. He had to say that then, but he had to do this now. What can be said in the words? What words does he have to pacify a mother's love? He had no words to say. And then, what pacified Mother Sachi? Can anything pacify Mother Sachi? Then Mother Sachi's Nimai, Krishna Chaitanya, he went closer to his mom and gently spoke to his mom. Mother, please do not worry. Please do not shed tears. Ours is an eternal relationship. It's not just in this life. In previous birth, you were Prishni, and I was born as your son, Prishni Garba. After that, you were Aditi. I was born as Vamana. And later, you were Devaki. And I was born as Krishna. And now, I am your son. So, we are eternal associates. There is no separation between us. So, please do not worry. Those words, those are the words that hold Sachimata together. And that's where the Chaitanya Bhagavata, the chapter ends, that those words could pacify Sachimata a little better. And since then, Sachimata, also, he was mentioning about how Yashodamai was also in separation when Krishna left to Mathura. Oh, he mentions that also. Because, dear devotees, we understand that Sachimata, after this incident, she goes into the mood of Mother Yashoda. How do we know that? We will know that. So, after saying this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, in the description in Chaitanya Bhagavata, it did not say if Krishna Chaitanya came to Mother Sachi's home and uttered these words, or he knew and what was happening with Mother Sachi, and he could communicate with her at distance. It didn't clearly say that, but this communication has happened between Lord Chaitanya and Mother Sachi. After that, Krishna Chaitanya says to Mukunda during this sannyasa ceremony, Mukunda was there and Chandrasekhara Acharya was there and Nityananda Ram was there to make the arrangements when Keshav Bharati had the privilege of giving sannyasa to Lord Chaitanya. So, after taking sannyas, after pacifying Mother Sachi, then Gaurahari, Krishna Chaitanya, looks at Mukunda, says, please sing Krishna Kirtan. And Mukunda starts singing. He starts singing the glories of Krishna, and Krishna Chaitanya dances so jubilantly, and his absorption was, as usual, Ashru, Polaka, Kampa, all those ecstatic symptoms manifested. He was twirling around. He couldn't contain himself. And in that mood of ecstatic love of Godhead, he comes and hugs Keshava Bharati, his guru. Keshava Bharati, whoever Mahaprabhu hugs, the Krishna Prema is infused within them. They just dance as transcendentally mad as Krishna Chaitanya. So Keshava Bharati also starts dancing, and they dance and dance. Of course, Nityananda Ram is there and Mukunda is singing. And the Lord, he says, in the middle of dancing, he stops and says, I want to go into the forest. I want to search for my Krishna now. And he goes. And then Keshav Bharati says, I want to come with you too. That is Guru. who had the privilege of being Guru to Bhagavan. Then Krishna Chaitanya says, yes, please, you go ahead. You walk in the front and I will follow you. So Keshava Bharati walks behind him. Govinda. Govinda, remember, he's also, he took initiation. He's actually God brother. Govinda. So both of them, they walk. And behind them is Krishna Chaitanya dancing joyfully with all his usual ornaments of ecstatic symptoms. And comes Nityananda Ram and Mukunda. Does it stop there? There was no place in the Chaitanya Charitamrita other than in Gambhira where it was just Lord Chaitanya and just 2 or 3 around. Other than in Gambhira and other than in Jharkhand. Wherever Gauranga is walking, when the news goes out, villages come to take darshan of Gauranga. Same thing happened here. As the Lord moved from Katwa, wanting to go into the forest in search of his Krishna, means wanted to go to Vrindavana. So as he was making his way that way, everybody around who got this news came to have darshan of the Lord. And the Lord, he was crying. Kirtan, so he was singing the kirtan and crying. So all these villagers who had darshan of Mahaprabhu from the distance itself, by default, they would offer pranams and they roll in the dust and they cry. And those devotees who didn't know why this person, they didn't know, who didn't know that it was Lord Chaitanya and who didn't know anything about him, when they looked at him crying, they would ask themselves, why is this person crying? And they look at Gauranga Mahaprabhu. They see themselves crying. Such is the potency and influence of the Lord himself. They see themselves crying and they see themselves rolling in the dust and they see themselves very joyful. They didn't have to do a thing. This is infusion of bhakti. Whole Chaitanya Charitamrita is infusion of bhakti. Infusion. There is nothing like cultivation there. Cultivation is where, Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmarana yudhyacha. Mayi arpita mano buddhir mame vaishyasya samshayaha. Bhagavad Gita. Karma Yoga. Cultivation. Cultivation is there. Here it is all infusion. Just the presence of the Lord. And his soothing, graceful glance. So that was the case. So like that, he was walking towards Vrindavana. And all of a sudden, and the evening fell. Oh, this is Chaitanya Pravaha. I have to really concise this. So concise it. The Lord was going towards Vrindavana. In the night, Lord fell asleep and everybody else also surrounded him and they went to sleep. In the middle of the night, the Lord woke up and then he was not found. Everybody was searching what was happening to him. And he was running in the forest and then shouting, Krishna, where are you? And then Nityananda Ram and other associates also, they got up, they were looking for the Lord, searching, and then they heard about the Lord. It was said that Lord was shouting so big that it could be heard 5-mile radius too. So that's how the devotees and Nityananda Ram, they could hear, they could trace where the Lord was. And then again, Mukunda started kirtan. Then the Lord came to the regular platform, and that is when he said, "Mm, instead of going to Vakreshwara deity, I decide to go to Jagannath Puri." He says that. This is in Chaitanya Bhagavata. So then they started going to Jagannath Puri, and all of a sudden, the Lord says, Nityananda, I will stop by at Fulia. Haridas Thakur is there. And I am also thinking of Srivas Thakur, Advaitacharya. They must be feeling pangs of separation from me. So please inform them that I will be going to Fulia. So it is said in Chaitanya Bhagavata, Nityananda Ram, he quickly he runs and swims the Ganges and goes to the other side, goes to Navadvipa, goes to Mother Sachi, and then Mother Sachi looks at Nityananda Ram, and she didn't touch food, water, nothing for about 14 days, barely alive. Then Nityananda Ram, he gives this news, Mother Sachi, your son Nimai, he's coming here soon to Advaitacharya's place. Come, you have to come. And you have to cook for him. And Mother Sachi is like, she didn't eat anything. She's so weak. But Nityananda Ram, he says, you should come cook. And I want to eat everything that you cooked also. So please come. In this way, Nityananda Ram invites Mother Sachi and Advaitacharya, informs them that the Lord is going to Fulia, and then we'll go to Advaitacharya's place. And it is said that when the Lord goes to Fulia, everybody from the Katwa and surrounding places, all those students who disrespected him when he was a Gruhastha, everybody came and everybody begged forgiveness like that. So from Fulia, the Lord comes to Shantipura, to Advaitacharya's place. And so this is the description from Chaitanya Bhagavata. Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a little difference. It says that Nityananda Ram, he tricked Gauranga Mahaprabhu and brought to Shantipura. Okay, so that's a little difference there, slightly difference. So we will now hear what happened at Advaitacharya Prabhu's place and after that. Okay, on these two things. So up until now, we have heard about what happened to the villagers and Mother Sachi after Lord took sannyasa. Now we will hear about what happened after the Lord started to return to he wanted to go to Jagannath Puri. Actually, that was in his heart. So Chaitanya Bhagavata is describing what was there in the Lord's heart. Chaitanya Charitamrita is describing what has happened outside. So we will enter into the slide. What happened after the Lord was tricked by Nityananda Ram? That's the description of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we will enter into it. And before that, we will the three deities of Chaitanya Charitamrita will offer pranams to the deities. Jayatam suratau pangor mama mandamater gati matsarvasva padam bhujau radha madana mohano. Shri Shri Radha Madana Mohana ki jaya. Shri Shri Divyat Vrindaranya Kalpadrumata Shrimad Ratnagara Simhasanastav Shrimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prishtalibi Sevyamano Smarami. Shri Shri Radha Govinda Dev ki jaya. Shriman Rasarasarambhi Vamshi Vatatatastitaha Karshan Venu Swanair Gopir Gopinatha Shriyestunaha Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Ki Jaya. So our prayer during this Chaitanya Pravaha, that as our external services go on, we pray that the internal bhajan also can go on. So with that prayer, that we may be situated in the internal bhajan too. And now, yes, I think we can directly go to the Madhya Lila and this slide. To Advaitacharyas. Shri Advaitacharya. Actually, yeah, there are few points. What is it? 7:30. Yeah, we have time. Beautiful points in the beginning. So I will share this with you. What happens is in Madhya Lila, as we have already seen, dear devotees, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakura, we will first recite his prayer to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then see what's there in these 3 chapters. Yasya prasadat ajñopin satya sarvajnatam vrajet Sashri Chaitanya Devo me Bhagavan samprasidatu. Yasya prasadat ajñopi satya sarvajnatam vrajet. Even if I am ajnana, sadya sarvajnatam vrajet. And by his causeless mercy, he bestows knowledge. And thus, I am reciting the Madhya Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Those are the praise of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So, dear devotees, Madhya Lila, the starting of Madhya Lila, now that the Lord has taken sannyas, right? It doesn't directly begin with sannyasa here in Madhya Lila. The first chapter and second chapter is all about, the first chapter is about summary of the Madhya Lila. Second chapter is about the summary of the Antya Lila. Why did Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami do that? He has all the time to describe everything in detail, right? No, that was not the case. He was so old. He wasn't sure he was going to stay in the body and finish the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he says, I don't know how long I'm going to live. So I will give a gist of everything important in the Sesha Lila, which is Madhya and Antya Lila. So like that, he gives a gist of summary of whole Madhya Lila in the first chapter and Antya Lila in the second chapter. We will be doing the whole Madhya Lila and Antya Lila anyway. So we will not go in detail in these 2 chapters. We will directly go to what happened at Advaitacharya place. That's directly going to the 3rd chapter. That's what we'll do. But before that, there are 2-3 points here, dear devotees. And I don't know, I'm afraid that we may lose this opportunity of touching these points. I don't know if it would come later again. So I thought we will touch base those 2 points, 2-3 points. One thing is, see, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. He's saying, I am chewing Vrindavan Dasa's remnants. Chaitanya Lila Vyasa Dasa Vrindavanatandra Ajnaya Karotandra Uchishta Charvana. See, this is what we don't want to miss. This is the mood of Vrindavan Das Thakura. Actual Vyasa of Chaitanya Charita is Srila Vrindavan Das Thakura. For Srimad Bhagavatam, it is Vyasadeva. For Chaitanya Bhagavata, it is Vrindavan Das Thakura. I am only chewing the remnants of what he has chewed. And this is important, dear devotees. Only then we are in the parampara. Only then the Krishna Bhakti will be very tasty. When we are receiving the Uchishta remnants, the remnants from our predecessors, from our Acharyas and Gurujana, their Uchishta, their remnant, that has Bhakti. Those remnants has Bhakti. Remnants of the Acharyas and Gurujana. So that's where the Bhakti comes from their remnants. Anything added, deleted, twisted, modified for any purpose, it's not a remnant. It's a modified one. The taste will change, potency will change. So, Uchishta of our Acharyas has full potency. We don't have to do anything. Just take their remnants, honor their remnants, like that. So that's one thing. And of course, this we knew that before. Madhya Lila is 6-year travel, the South India travel. And Antya Lila is 6 years with the devotees in Puri and 12 years just relishing the pastimes in Gambhira. That's how the Madhya Lila and Antya Lila is divided. So now we are in Madhya Lila. Yeah, these are the 2 points that we wanted to bring, dear devotees. This is about Nityananda. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying that Nityananda, Lord Nityananda, he was flooding prema everywhere. And he is the source of servant mood, and he introduced the cult of Lord Chaitanya. Here it's just in the form of points, but it was very beautiful. Lord Nityananda, he brings everybody to Gauranga. Bhaja Gauranga, Kaho Gauranga, Leho Gaurangera Namure, Jai Jana Gauranga Bole, Se Amara Pranare. That's Nityananda. Nityananda Ram says, Bhaja Gauranga, Japa Gauranga, Kaha Gauranga. Yeah. Take the name of Gauranga. Whoever takes the name of Gauranga, then say Amara Pranare. They are my life and soul. So the function of Nityananda Ram, the pleasure of Nityananda Rama is bringing everybody to Gauranga. That's what Nityananda Ram does. Remember in Raghunath Das Goswami, he wanted to go to Gauranga directly. He couldn't. He has to go through Nityananda Ram. So the function of Nityananda Ram is to take all the souls to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. The same thing with the Guru Tattva, who is the expansion of Nityananda Ram, is to take all the souls to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Yeah. And it is like this. That's the function of Nityananda Ram, to take to Gauranga. And the second thing is, it is said that Gauranga is very munificent, merciful, magnanimous. But Lord Nityananda Ram is more munificent, more magnanimous, more merciful. There is no limit to the mercy of the Lord. But if at all there is a limit, that is Nityananda Ram. Why is it said like that? Gauranga Mahaprabhu is the Patita Pavana, and he is the most merciful, magnanimous, munificent incarnation, right? So it is understood like this. See, if there is the water tank, drinking water. So all the drinking water is present in the water tank. All the Krishna Prema that is present that is brought from Goloka is present in Gauranga Mahaprabhu. He brought that Krishna Prema, right? It's present in him. So, like all the taps that go from the tank, there are big, big pipes that come out from the tank, the village tank or town tank, the main tank. How all the big pipes come from the tanks and they get divided into small pipes going to different villages. And those small pipes, they get divided and each small one enter into the house. And one big pipe enters into the house. And in the house, again, it gets divided and those pipes, they come to different rooms in the house. A pipeline, which is carrying the water. This is the whole pipe system. This is Guru Tattva Nityananda Ram. So the water is present in the tank. But how are we getting the water? Through the pipe supply. This is how Nityananda Ram, he goes to every nook and corner and says, Bhajo Gauranga. He brings them to Gauranga and thus gives Krishna Prema. So this is the mercy of Nityananda Ram. It is said that his mercy knows no limits. Even if one is not accepting. See, if the water in the pipe comes from the tank and say it is from the tank, from the street, comes to our house and say it is in the kitchen. Say if we don't even turn on the tap for a long time, we don't even turn on the tap. Yeah, but the water is still sitting there, still sitting there, still sitting there. We may not open the tap. And if the tap is, made of iron, the iron can really get rusted and the water can start leaking also. In other words, the mercy just sits there. Nityananda Ram's mercy, it just sits within us. Does not leave us at all. Even if we forget. That is an unconditional mercy. When the water starts trickling in the kitchen and when we did not turn the tap for months and months, then we realize, so there is water here and we didn't turn it on, but still the water is there and it is trickling down through the little hole because of the rust. So water is still there. The drinking water is still there. Just because I did not turn on, the water did not go away. It is sitting there. The water that is present in the water tank, the head water tank, somewhere miles away, the water has come in the pipeline to our neighborhood, to our house, in our room, and it is sitting here. This is the mercy of Nityananda Ram. Very unconditionally given to us. That's Nityananda Ram. Now in the morning we were hearing how he pleads Bhagavan. He pleads to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. You have to save these fallen souls. Like in Jagai and Madhya Lila. Like that. You have to. Please. That's the most merciful form, Nityananda Ram. And the next one is, it is said, actually Nityananda Ram, his service was, he wanted to stay with Mahaprabhu in Puri. But Mahaprabhu ordered, no, you should go to Navadvip and preach. You should distribute Krishna Prema. So he sends Nityananda Ram to Navadvip. And then he sends these acharyas, Goswamis, Rupa and Sanatana. They also wanted to stay with Mahaprabhu. But Mahaprabhu says, no, we have to go to Vrindavana. Collect all the scriptures and write the essence. In light of what I have taught you, Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana, write the literature. And also discover all the Lila Stalis. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives different services to different devotees. And to Haridas Thakur, he said, yes, you can chant 24/7. You are Namacharya. So, 3 different devotees, 3 different services. So, it does not really matter what service it is, but what service is given to us. And we just honor that as prasad and offer it for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. That's all. We don't imitate seeing others. Rupa Goswami or Nityanandaram, he didn't imitate Haridas Thakura sitting in a cave and doing bhajan. No. So we don't have to imitate or we don't have to compare any services. Whatever service is given to us, we accept it as prasad and we offer it for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. That's one point. That's the devotees. Okay, we heard about Nityanandaram and about different services to different devotees. Now we can directly go to, see, these are the ones, the whole Madhya Lila in a nutshell. And after that, Antya Lila in a nutshell. We will go through that later in detail. That was all Madhya Lila, and this is all Antya Lila in a nutshell. But now, coming to the third chapter, which is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's stay at the house of Advaitacharya. We heard this recently in the morning reading, right? So, yeah, according to Chaitanya Charitamrita, what happened is, externally, what happened is, Balaram, Nityanandaram, when Mukunda started singing Kirtan, Nityanandaram directed the whole party towards Shantipura, to west. Yeah, to west. The whole party to west. So not to Vrindavan, but to the other side, to Navadvipa, Shantipura. So like that, the Kirtan was going on, Nityanandaram was there, Mukunda is there, and Acharya Ratna, he was there. And then they were singing and going. And meanwhile, he saw the river. Mahaprabhu saw the river. And he asked Nityanandaram, yeah, what is that? Oh, that is Yamuna, my lord. Yamuna. We are going to Vrindavana. So that is Yamuna. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always in Vrindavana anyway. Whatever water body he sees, it is a Yamuna anyway. So in that way, Nityanandaram is not wrong. So when he says, oh yes, dear Lord, that is Yamuna. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he looks at Ganga Devi. In his eyes, it is Yamuna. And he says, Chidananda Bhano Sadananda Suno Para Prema Patri Drava Brahma Gatri Aghanam Lavitri Jagat Kshema Dhatri Pavitri Kriyano Vapur Mitra Putri. Anything that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sees is an uddipana for him to be in Vraja. Uddipana is a stimulus. It is water body, but for him, it's Yamuna. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Chidananda Bhano Sadananda Suno Paraprema Patri Dava Brahma Gatri. Oh, dear Yamuna, you are Chidananda. You are transcendental, ecstatic. You are a transcendental, ecstatic water body giving para prema, giving love to Nanda Suno, to Krishna. You are giving that love, para prema, to Krishna always. And Aghanam Lavitri, you destroy all the sins. Jagat Kshema Dhatri. And you are the bestower of auspiciousness for everybody in this Jagat. Pavitri Kriyano Vapur Mitra Putri. Oh, Mitra Putri, is daughter of sun god. Pavitri Kriyano, please purify my existence also. So, oh daughter of sun god, Yamuna Devi, who is the transcendental, joyful water body that is giving Param Priti, highest love to Krishna always, and who is the purifier of all the sins, and who is the giver of auspiciousness to everybody. please purify my existence too. So in this way, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he was singing. And meanwhile, then he saw Advaita Acharya Prabhu coming his way. And then he asked Nityananda Ram, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Advaita Acharya, how come you are in Vrindavana? And then Advaita Acharya says, Lord, wherever you are, that is Vrindavan anyway. But then Nityananda, he says, so Nityananda, he tricked me then. So this is not Vrindavana. He said that was Yamuna. Then Advaita Acharya said, yeah, the other side it was flowing, that was Yamuna on the east side, but the west was Ganga anyway, so he was not wrong. So in this way, anyway, he is diverted from Vrindavana, and since now that he is wet, the Lord, and he needs changing clothes, Advaita Acharya was actually bringing these clothes. And then, the Lord changes his wet clothes, and then he heads to Advaita Acharya's house. And there, Advaita Acharya, he is receiving these two lords. Nityananda Ram is there, and Gauranga Mahaprabhu is there. These two are there finally. So he invited these two lords inside. And 3 days passed. They did not eat anything. Yeah. After the sannyas, starting from sannyas until now, 3 days passed and they did not eat anything. So Advaita Acharya, he asked his wife to cook. And then Advaita Acharya says, okay, dear Lord, there is not a lot. We cooked a very simple prasadam. Just a little bit of vegetable curry and some saag, that's all. So please come to our place and honor prasadam. And Krishna Chaitanya and Nityananda Ram, and they come in. And they enter the house and they see that there were three plates. Three plates were ready with the food, with the prasadam. Then looking at those 3 banana plates, one was in the metal plate, the other 2 were in the banana leaves. Looking at those 3, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought, oh, this is so wonderful. This is so wonderful that so nicely, all these cookings are, all these preparations are made so nicely for Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya, he was looking at these 3, 2 banana plates and the metal plate, and his mind is thinking, oh, everything is so nicely offered to Krishna, so many preparations. And then he was going to sit at the corner inside, thinking that he would be offered a little bit from that bhoga. But Advaita Acharya, he takes Nityananda Ram and Gauranga Mahaprabhu and he makes them sit in front of those banana leaves with all the food that was served. Then Gauranga Mahaprabhu says, this much prasadam, how can I eat? I'm a sannyasi. Then Advaita Acharya says, this is actually a very nice one. Aiche annaye Krishna ke karaya bhojana janme janme shire dharo tanara charana. Gauranga Mahaprabhu says these words, looking at all those food preparations, and said, whoever has cooked such wonderful preparations for Krishna, I want to take their lotus feet and put it on my head and worship them. So Guru and Gauranga, when they see that the services are nicely being offered for the pleasure of the Lord, it makes them very happy. It makes them very happy. How to bring pleasure to Guru and Gauranga? That is how we bring pleasure to them. And the first service for us is the Nam Seva. When the Nam Seva is done for the pleasure of Guru Gauranga as a Seva to Bhagavan, that's it. That is what the first offering is to Guru. And of course, the rest of the services that is given to us, depending upon our nature for the purification of our body, those services also. So when the services are performed like that, in a mood to please Krishna, then Guru and Gauranga are very happy. So then when so much was offered and Advaitacharya, he made Gauranga Mahaprabhu sit in front of the banana leaves with so much of preparations and so much of prasadam, and he wants Lord to eat all of that. And then what does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say? Prabhu kahe sanyasira bhakshya nahe upakarana iha kaile kaichehaya indriya varana. Advaitacharya, Prabhu, what are you doing to me? I'm a sannyasa. Look at the amount of food you are serving me and look at all these varieties. No, I shouldn't be taking all this. I just need simple food, a little bit only. You can make me eat all this? Advaitacharya says, can you please stop your word jugglery? Dear Lord, as Jagannath, you will have chappan bhog so many times a day. And when compared to all that, whatever we have cooked here is not even equivalent to a morsel. So kindly stop your word jugglery and please start taking the prasadam. Then he says, no, not so much. Okay, so please take whatever you have that is served on your plate and leave it aside. Like that. And Nityanandaram was also sitting besides Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Then Nityanandaram, he says, okay, oh, Brahmana Advaita. Yeah. What is this? Is this a preparation at all? What is this quantity? This is not even equivalent to a morsel of food for me. These preparations are nothing. Is this how you treat a sannyasi, avaduta, sannyasi like me? Is this how you treat? This is not enough for me. He goes, exactly those words. I have been fasting for past 3 days. Do you think this is enough for me? This is not even equivalent to a morsel for me, says Nityanandara. The very same dialogues, Advaitacharya, what did he say to Gauranga Mahaprabhu? Oh dear Lord, you have fasted for 3 days. You must be very hungry. As Jagannath, you take chappan bhog so many times. So this is not even equal to a morsel for you. So please, no word jugglery and please start eating, dear Lord. Those are the words for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what is the mellow with Nityanandaram? When these same words are said by Nityanandaram, like, I have been fasting for 3 days. Yeah. And all this food is not even equivalent to a morsel for me. How do you think this will be sufficient for me? When Nityanandaram said these words, Advaitacharya, what did he say? I am a poor Brahmana. And you are such an avaduta. Actually, you go here and there and you just eat some fruits or roots and sometimes you fast. That's how you do outside. Yeah. And now I am feeding my best. And you still think that this is not enough for you? I am very poor Brahmana. I cannot really meet your demands. So please, whatever is there, quietly just eat whatever is there. That's the mellow between Advaitacharya and Nityanandaram. And then Nityanandaram says, in any case, you have invited me and I came here. And this food doesn't seem to be enough for me. Then Advaita Acharya says, again, yeah, you just quietly eat whatever is there and do not throw the food here and there. Advaita Acharya says that. Nityanandaram did not even have an idea that he has to throw the food. But now, since Advaita Acharya said that, he was eating and he threw a morsel on the floor and few grains touched the body of Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya goes into ecstasy. And he says, you are an avaduta, you have no rules and regulations. Here you are coming and you are polluting me, the Brahmana. I have some standard here, but you are breaking my standard also. These are the words of Advaita. But what does he mean inside? Oh, here is Nityanandaram. He's full of love of Godhead. These little grains that have come from his hand and touch my body, they give me love of Godhead. Whatever feeling that I have as a Smarta Brahmana is all broken now with the mercy of this Avaduta Nityanandaram. And he starts dancing. So outwardly he says like that, but inwardly he's joyful. So this is the kind of conversation, dear devotees. This very much frequently happens in the Vrajalila also. When Krishna and gopis have to speak, none of their words are straight. If the gopis and Radharani, if they say, if the Radharani says, you black bumblebee, get out of here. Get away from here. If Radharani is saying that, what she means is, oh Pranavallabha, Krishna, please stay here. That's what she means. But she says it differently. That is Nigudha. So that's the kind of talk. And that's the kind of exchange. Very sweet, confidential exchange. So that's what they're having here. Nityanandaram and Advaita Acharya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was looking at this and he was laughing. So this is the mellow, dear devotees. Here, especially with Nityanandaram and Advaita Acharya, there is very informal and joking reciprocation is there. The informal reciprocation does not mean that we should be contempt, disrespectful. So that is something just to keep in mind. We can have informal relationships, informal and joking, but that should not lead to contempt of the other person. Yeah, that's just something. But that's the mellow between Nityanandaram and Advaita Acharya. Here you go. What happened? 10 days passed like this, dear devotees. 10 days. This is the program. In the morning, Krishna Katha. In the evening is all Kirtan, dancing and Kirtan. This is the program for 10 days. I was thinking, what was that lifestyle, huh? They clearly simple living and high thinking. Their lifestyle was so simple, they didn't have to stress out for anything. They have their fields, they have their crops. They don't have to think about the food and vegetable. It's all grown there. And their lifestyle is so much, regulated with the nature and the sun. They just followed the nature. So they didn't fall sick. So they didn't have to have health insurance. They didn't have to do extra shifts, overworking. They didn't have to have any of those complicated stuff. Nothing. Simple life. They didn't have to think of anything. Just hear the scriptures and do the Hari Bhajan. High high thinking. That's possible when the living is simple. When we make our living as simple as possible, then we will have the time, then we will have the mind, then we will have the thought for Krishna. Yeah, that is important. Yeah, that's something too for us. So like that 10 days passed. 10 days passed. And by the time, who came there? All the Navadvipvasis with Sachi Mata. And when they say, when all of them came from Navadvip, Srinivas Thakur, and all of them along with Sachi Mata, who did they see? Gaura Dehe Kanti Surya Jiniya Ujjvala Aruna Vastra Kantita He Kare Aruna Vastra Kantita He Kare Jalamala. Krishna Chaitanya. Now all of them, they're seeing for the first time after the sannyas, after he's gone as a sannyasa, they are seeing him again for the first time. It is said that he was glowing. First of all, his complexion is like that. On top of that, that sannyasi, the sannyasi clothes, yeah, saffron clothes. And what are the ornaments of the sannyasi? Lord Krishna Chaitanya? Nirveda Vishada Harsha Chapalya Garva Dainya Prabhura Sahita Yuddha Kare Bhava Sainya. This sannyasi Krishna Chaitanya is ornamented. What are the ornaments? Say when he was like Nimai, Gaurahari, his ornaments, sandalwood pulp, fragrant garlands, and he also had ornaments. But now, what are the ornaments of this sannyasi? Nirveda, Vishada, Harsha, Chapalya, Garva, Dainya. Where are these coming from? How are these ornaments? His ecstatic moods are his ornaments. Where are these coming from? Huh? If we want to know what is happening in the heart of Srimati Radharani, we just look at Gaura. This is what is happening in the heart of Srimati Radharani. Nirveda Vishada Harsha Chapalya Garva Dainya. Constantly, Gaura's heart is constantly relishing many emotions together. So Radharani is relishing all those emotions. But now Gaura is present. Gaura's heart has the emotions of Radharani. So if we want to understand what's happening in the Radharani's heart, we just look at Gaura. So these are the ornaments. These are the ornaments of this sannyasi, Krishna Chaitanya. Titikshava karunikaha suhrudo sarvadehinam ajata shatrava shantaha sadhava sadhu bhushanam. Those are the ornaments of a sadhu. Ornaments of Gaura are these. These are extraordinary ornaments. Nobody can really have those ornaments. Nirveda, Vishada, Harsha, Chapalya, Garva, Dainya, all of them together. Those are the ornaments of Gaura. But the ornaments of sadhu. Titikshava karunikaha suhrudo sarvadehinam ajata shatrava shantaha. When one has those ornaments, then one is called a sadhu. Titikshava, tolerance. Karunikaha, compassion. Ajata shatrava, no enmity. A feeling of enmity, no enmity on anyone. You know, when it comes to this point of enmity, this point of tolerance, what we tend to do is, dear devotees, yeah, it is right, you know, we should tolerate. I know I'm tolerating so much. Yeah, I want to be kind also. But you know, he's like that. But you know, she is like that. But you know, it is like that. Ah. It defeats the purpose. It defeats the purpose of what we are hearing in Shastra. Ah. So that we have to understand, dear devotees. That is our pitfall, major pitfall. We hear so much of Shastra, so much of Katha. We are hearing the Chaitanya Charita also. When we don't have those ornaments, how do we expect to practice bhakti? How do we expect to please Krishna? How do we expect for our heart to soften? That is something we should remember. This mind is very tricky. The ahamkara, false ego, is super tricky. It just paints a very beautiful picture of ourselves. Very nice picture of ourselves. And how the other person is, you know, but that's something for us to remember. But so the ornaments of a sadhu are titikshava karunikaha suhrudo sarvatehina ajata shatrava shantaha. Okay, like that. Oh, Govinda. Next. Yeah, so that's Krishna Chaitanya. And the time passed by. So Sachimata looked at her Nimai, not Krishna Chaitanya. So as soon as Krishna Chaitanya saw Sachimata coming from Navadvip, he did prostrate obeisances to his mother. Generally, sannyasis don't really do the Dandavat pranams to anybody. But here, Lord Chaitanya, he did that. That is something about the sannyasi in the Vaishnava sannyasi here. As Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he's teaching us. So he did prostrate obeisances, and it is said that Mother Sachi, he goes, oh, my Nimai. She doesn't see the sannyasi Lord Chaitanya there. She goes, oh, my Nimai. And she makes him sit in the lap. Oh, my boy, look at you. Her eyes were welled up with tears, and he couldn't see his darling Nimai with that welled up tears. And then Krishna Chaitanya, he reciprocates accordingly to his mother and says, yeah, and he reciprocates accordingly. And after some time, then Advaitacharya, he takes our Mother Sachi inside, and so she can start preparing food for his son Nimai. So like that, she cooks there while Nimai is there. And when the evening dancing is going on, 3-4 days like that passed by, and every day Mother Sachi is cooking since she came in. That is her desire, to cook for his son Nimai. So in the evening, when the dancing was going on, she saw that her son Nimai is up in the air, swirling around, dancing, and she's concerned that he might get injured. So looking at that, she was praying. बाल्यकाले हैते तोमारा यही कैलु सेवना ताराई फाला मोरे देहा नारायणा. Oh Narayana, oh Lord of the universe, Narayana, please, I see my son dancing like that. He's falling unconscious here and there all the time. And when he's falling on the ground like that, Narayana, oh dear Narayana, I have only one prayer for you. If at all I have done any punya, Since my childhood, let all that punya bear the fruit that my son does not get hurt at all when he falls on the ground. This is mother's heart, but this is what the devotees, this is the Raga Bhakti. My son, my beloved should not be hurt. This is Raga Bhakti, looking for the pleasure of the Lord. By default, see, the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita is just Raga. It's not like you should start developing attachment to Krishna. No, it is not like that. So that's Raga Bhakti, where everything is about Krishna's pleasure, like that. So, and the days pass by like that. 4-5 days pass by, and then Mother Sachi, she then Krishna Chaitanya, Sannyasi Chaitanya, Lord Krishna Chaitanya, he now he says to all the devotees around, yeah, Sannyasira dharmanahi sannyasa-karina nija janma sthana rahe kutumbalana. Dear devotees, I see you all. I am with you all. Yes, we are having wonderful time together. The Kirtan is also wonderful. And my mother here, Sachimata, is also there. But I am a sannyasi. I wanted to go to Vrindavana after I took sannyas. I wanted to go in search of my Lord. Nityananda Ram tricked me. And here I am, sannyasi. You are all immersing me in this love and affection. And here is my family mother. But I am a sannyasi. I'm not supposed to be in the midst of the family or friends or around the birthplace at all. So, please, kindly think about this and kindly help me to be a proper sannyasi. Set an example, says Krishna Chaitanya. And this news goes to Sachi Mata, Advaitacharya, Srivas Thakur, all of them, they go say, Sachi Mata, and this is what your Nima is saying, that he has to set an example and he's asking all of us to help. We don't want any defamation for him. And Sachimata says, Apanara dukha sukha tahan nahi gani tanraye sukha taha nija sukhamani. Sachimata is saying, I will not look for my dukkha, my sukha. What is important for me is my son's sukha, my son's reputation. So, we will do. I will do whatever saves my son from any ill reputation. Okay. Yes. He can leave the family and friends. Yes, he can leave, but not too far, please. Maybe he can just stay at Puri. That way, I'll get to hear news about him every now and then when you all go. Yeah. And maybe he can come and bathe in Ganges every now and then. So, yes, I don't want anybody to find fault with my son. And I don't want ill reputation for him. Yes, I agree with that. So with the inspiration of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mother Sachi could say those words. Remember, in the very beginning, in Chaitanya Bhagavata, Vrindavan Das Thakur said, the Lord has decided to go to Jagannath Puri. He decided that. And after that, all this is happening. And Mother Sachi is saying, okay, he can go to Jagannath Puri. It's time for the Lord to leave now. Then Advaitacharya says, oh dear Lord, you are Swarat. When you have decided to go, you will go. You have been doing that. But very kindly, just 4 more days. Yeah, if you could please stay here, then we can serve you nicely. And after that, yes, your will prevail, dear Lord. And 3 days, 4 days, yes, 4 days over. It's time for the Lord to leave. Everybody again, they are sad, morose, and started crying. We don't know when we are going to see you again. And then Lord Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya says, Ghare yana kara sada Krishna sankirtana Krishna nama Krishna kata Krishna radhana. All of you, dear devotees, yes, please. All of you, please go to your respective homes and Sada, always do Krishna Sankirtana, always do Krishna Nama, always hear Krishna Katha, always do Krishna Aradhana. We see, dear devotees? Sada, 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 Sada. Kirtaniya Sada Hari. Sada, Sada. So, this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says wherever he goes. This is his standard. Wherever he goes, villages would come. Nobody wants to leave him. Everybody cries when he leaves him. And these are the standard words that Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga has for everybody. All of you, Ghare Yana Karasada Krishna Sankirtana, please go, continue Krishna Sankirtan, Krishna Nam, Krishna Kada, Krishna Aradhana. Nobody wants to go away from him. So, yeah, he says those words, and then he's about to leave. And now, who is speaking? Muni Adama Tomarana Pabadarshana Kemate Daribaye Papishta Jivana. Who can say these words? I am Adama. I am Papishta. I lead sinful life. I am so lowly. And without having darshan of you, how will I survive? Srila Haridas Thakura. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, No. Haridas Thakura, please don't speak like that. Your humility stirs my heart. Kindly don't speak like that. These are the words to Haridas Thakura. And then says, no, I will pray to Jagannath. You will come to Puri and you will stay there. He says that. And then in this way, the time has come and the Lord has to depart from Advaitacharya's Prabhu. How did Advaitacharya use all his resources, all his time, all his whole self in the service of the Lord, in the service of the devotees? Acharyera Shraddha Bhakti Griha Sampada Dhane Sakala Safala Haila Prabhura Radhane. Advaitacharya's Griha, Sampada, Dana, family, time, everything has become Safala. Dhanya ho gaya. In the service of Gaura and in the service of the devotees. And this is one thing, dear devotees. For us, whatever is given to us by Krishna, anything that we call as ours, when it is offered in the service of the Lord and Vaishnavas, then it is utilized best. That's the best utility. Best utility of the time, best utility of the body, best utility of the resources, best utility of the money. Best utility. Yeah. Now, everybody is crying. so much. Some are falling unconscious, and the Lord did not look back. After hugging everybody, after speaking to Mother Sachi, after saying, Haridas Thakura, yes, I will pray to Jagannath, you will come there. He didn't look back. Nirapeksha Swachanda. There was no more apeksha in the Lord. Swachanda, he's independent. Really? How could you do that? Nimai, your mother is there. You left her behind, Nimai. And all the devotees, they love you so much. Krishna Chaitanya, how can you just turn away and then walk? Nirapeksha. It is the Lord. He has given all that he has to give to all the devotees, including Sachi Mata. The Lord, when it is time to come, he walked away with detachment because he served everybody there in a way they needs to be served. He was sensitive to their needs and emotions, and he has served everybody when he stayed there. And now he doesn't have to look back, and he was able to go. So the service that is done with detachment and attachment to Krishna, that frees us. When the relationships are spiritualized and when the service is done with detachment, when the relationships are spiritualized, then the service is complete and detached, and it is unconditional when the relationships are spiritualized. So even for the family members also, for anybody, when we spiritualize our relationship and do our service, then there will be detachment. There will not be entanglement. If we don't spiritualize our relationship, detachment will not come. Only when we spiritualize the relationship, beautiful detachment comes. When the relationship is spiritualized, service will go on uninterruptedly, unconditionally, without detachment. And there is no entanglement. That's very important, dear devotees. With our family members also. It's not about whether we are in relationship with a person or not. It is about whether we have given that relationship to Krishna or not. Yeah. It's not about keeping or ending the relationships in this world. It is about giving all these relationships to Krishna. And only then we can be peaceful. Like that. That's all, dear devotees. So, Mother, Lord Chaitanya, Queen Kunti, Ada Vishvesha, Vishvatma, Sneha Pasham, Imam Chindi, Pandushu Vrishnushu. Kunti Devi is praying to Lord Krishna. Can you please cut this attachment to my family members, to the Vrishnis and Pandus? Kunti Devi is asking this to the Lord as a prayer. Can you please cut these material attachments? And what does that mean? Doesn't she want to be a mother or in whatever relationship with her family members? It's not about cutting the family relationship means making those relationships spiritual. So when Kunti Devi was asking to please cut this bonds of relationship with Pandus and Vrishnis, she's saying, so I don't think them as my own, my blood relationship and family relationship, and I don't get entangled in that thought. So cut that entanglement, please. So I can think about them spiritually. Spiritual relationships are not entanglements. It's only the material relationships that are entanglements. When we look at a relationship materially, then it is an entanglement, either good or bad. Happy or frustration is only because of looking at that relationship as material. The same relationship, when it is looked spiritual, it is liberating. It takes us to Krishna. Yeah. So that's what Queen Kunti was asking. So please cut this material entanglement. So I can look at them spiritually. And when I do that, I think of you like that. That's all, dear devotees. So what did we hear today? We heard about what happened after the Lord took sannyasa. What happened, yeah, with everybody there. Mother Sachi ecstatically dancing, Keshav Bharati, everybody heading towards Vrindavana, like that. And then coming to the version of Chaitanya Charitamrita, how Nityananda Ram tricked and then brought Lord to Advaitacharya. Yeah, there one thing is sannyasa is prohibited in this Kali Yuga, but the Lord took sannyasa because he wanted to be a beggar of Krishna Prema. Dear devotees, the Lord could take the sannyasa outside, but all the devotees, Nitya sannyasi, Bhagavad Gita 5th chapter talks about that. How we can be a sannyasi internally. That is being sannyasi internally, and for the same reason, for Krishna Prema. Yeah, that is something for all the devotees. So that's one thing. And after that, Advaitacharya's house. And there we heard the mellow of Advaitacharya and Nityananda Ram. All that there. And how all the resources, all the resources, food, family, time, everything, when it is spent in the service of the Vaishnavas and Krishna, that is the best utility. That's what we have heard. And Sachi Mata, right? Advaitacharya for 10 days. How the pure devotees, the Raga Bhakti means that's always pleasure for Krishna. How can I please Krishna? I don't want to pain Krishna. Yeah, that is Raga Bhakti. That's what we have heard. And there also, the ornaments of sannyasa, right? And there we heard about the ornaments of a sadhu, the ornaments of a devotee, Atitikshava Karunikaha, tolerance, compassion, Suhrudo Sarvadehinam, being kind, kind in thoughts, for the welfare of all, and Ajata Shatra Ajata Shatrava, not having any enmity in the mind on anybody. What is the sign that we have an enmity on anybody? There will be no Shanta, there will be no peace. No peace. So only when we are Ajata Shatra, then we'll be peaceful. So those are the ornaments of a devotee. It is totally upon us. 100% upon us. 100% accountability. If those ornaments, do we want them or not? Only if we want them, they will come. And if we have a reason for, but if, then those ornaments will not come. So those are the ornaments of sadhu. Otherwise, we'll not be able to do bhajan. That we have heard. And yeah, Sachi Mata, she was offering prayers. Yeah, that heard. And yeah, how Lord Chaitanya said, all of you, please go, continue Kirtan, continue the Krishna Nama, Krishna Seva, Krishna Aradhana. That is being with Gauranga, following his instruction. And yeah, I guess, yeah, that is it. And after that, the humble words of Srila Haridas Thakura. And at last, the spiritual relationship. Only when the relationships are spiritual, then there will not be entanglement for us. But if the relationship is looked on a material platform, it will be an entanglement, either iron chain or golden chain. Either there will be hatred or there will be a bondage if it is looked at materially. So those are the ones, spiritual relationships. That's all, dear devotees. So we will pause here. Thank you all so very much. I think, dear devotees, I'll pause the recording.